Okay, and here's one that's also very important. Overcoming complicated situations. This is one of the biggest roadblocks for guys. Okay, so we've been taught, especially as men, that anything worth doing and accomplishing has to be something that's very difficult. So you want to overcome unbelievable circumstances. Because number one, you'll feel really good about yourself. And number two, something you probably don't think about, is the story you get to tell other guys is awesome, right? And since you want to be popular and fit in, and maybe you didn't in high school and so you still crave that, you want to tell this frickin' story about how, you overcame this stuff. So I will get messages from guys or questions from them saying, okay, Brent, listen, I could teach them a lot of ways to do this very simply and be attractive and attract great women into their life and have great relationships. But what they want to know is they want to know how to do only the most difficult things. Okay? So it's Brent. There's this girl, and she is on her laptop, and she's got headphones on, and she's blind. Okay, not only that, but she's sitting in the middle of a ring of fire. And outside of that ring, there's guys standing there with machine guns. How do I talk to that girl? I'm like, seriously, you want to know how to talk to that girl? Yes, only that girl. I just want to, because I may come across that situation sometime. So we crave complicated situations, okay? It's the old, the hero's journey, if you know what that is. It's the basis for, every love story ever written, movies, television shows, and so on. It's, again, how the guy, there's this guy, and he's going up against these insurmountable odds. And he has to escape all these death-defying things and to reign in the end, to overcome everything in the end and then get the spoils of it, right? That's how we're taught. So that's the story we want to tell. That's what we want to tell. We want to say, well, there was this girl. You don't understand. She didn't like me at all. She told me I was horrible and told me to get away from her. So then what I did was I came up with this great line, and I walked over, and then I placed my hand over here, like the Vulcan mind thing, and then I talked her into it, and then we were an item. Like, that's what you want to tell. You want to tell your guy friends, oh man, it was incredible. I mean, it should have never worked. There's no way. I mean, it was impossible. No other guy could do it on the planet, but I did it. I mean, we used to have competitions between me and my friends to see who could, overcome the biggest challenge, right? I mean, ridiculous when I think about it now, but back then, it was what I was all about. The story you should want to tell is the simple story, right? Hey, I walk, everywhere I show up in life, I just show up, and people love to see me, and everyone I talk to, every girl I talk to is excited about talking to me. Sometimes I approach them, sometimes they approach me. It always ends the same way. We end up getting together if we're attracted to each other, and voila, but we don't want to tell that story. That's the story you should want to tell, though, and that's how this has to change. If you really want an easy lifestyle, a lazy lifestyle, and I definitely do, that's it. Okay, so if what I've said is true up until now, then why don't women chase you? Why aren't they chasing you right now? Why aren't they knocking down the door here to get in to see you guys? Well, it's based on what I said earlier, is they don't meet that guy, okay? First of all, they don't think it's possible, right? Like I said, they don't think that if they came up to you and were assertive that you'd know what to do. You'd probably screw it up some way by trying to oversell her when she's already interested, right? We've all done that, right? No, wait, you're messing up my whole sales process. Stop it. No, I just want to leave with you right now. I want to get together with you. No, you're going too fast. I have a process, steps I need to go through. That's how we are. And so they don't think it's possible, and they just don't meet any guys who are like that. They don't meet any cool guys. They meet the same guy over and over and over again. Your competition. That's who they meet. So when they do meet a guy, let's say they do meet this right guy. Say you guys are now self-developed, you understand this whole concept, and you've gotten into it and you're doing it. Is it possible that women will just switch over immediately? Yeah, it is. Because even though they're programmed just, the opposite of the way we are, the passive way. So women are, of course, unfortunately programmed to be passive. So we become too pushy, they're too passive. So they kind of wait around, right? They've been taught to wait around, and the right guy will approach you, or he won't. Right? Now, some girls are assertive, and I applaud them if they are, but very few. And so they don't even realize that there's another guy out there because they've just, and then they complain about, women will say, well, and then I say, well, what guys are approaching you? Oh, well, it's always the same kind of guys. I must be a magnet for jerks, or something like that, right? Because they're waiting around. They're passive. But when they meet someone who's cool and who understands this concept, and they know that and you're carefree, and you're fun, and you're not hovering and trying to make them do stuff and talk them into doing stuff, but you're being cool, and you're asking the right questions, and you're hanging out, they have a state change. They do. They have a state change, and then it compels them to be inspired to sometimes take the reins and be assertive towards what they want, the kind of guys they want to hang out with. Okay, so what should you do instead? Or how should you do it if you're not chasing women? Okay, so a couple very important things here you're going to want to listen to and take some notes. So there's some things you're going to stop doing and some things you're going to start doing if you want this to really work for you. So you're still going to approach women, okay? So that's what you're still going to do. But you're not going to be hovering over them and hitting on them and trying to extract information from them in the way that you're used to doing it. So, number one is you're going to stop asking them for their contact information and you're going to give them yours. You're going to offer yours up, which is probably the biggest difference between how I do things and most everybody else. And again, I told you that I used to be the master number collector and contactor, and I was like a cold caller. I would get on that phone and just start calling and calling and calling until I could get it to happen. I thought, oh, this is exhausting, and I'm lazy and I'm bored and I don't want to do it anymore. So I remember when I just started doing it, I was like, yeah, it's been great talking to you. Just give me a call and we'll talk about getting together or something. And I gave it out a few times and it didn't work. And then all of a sudden this girl calls me and she's like, hey, you want to get together? I'm like, whoa, it worked, really? I mean, even if the odds were the same, even if I had to give out as many numbers as I got numbers, I'd still rather do it the lazy way. That's how I was thinking. I mean, even if the odds were the same. But what I found out over time and over experimenting is the odds are not the same. The odds were well in my favor when I started learning how to offer it up in the right way, where I wasn't drawing attention to it and I wasn't forcing my number on girls, which would be just like forcing a girl or keep continuing to ask her for hers. Right? It's creepy pursuing as far as I'm concerned. And I've been through it. I did it. So it has a much higher rate of return. And if you're all about return, which everyone tells me they are, oh, I'm all about return, man. I got to get the most return on my investment, Brent. I want to have girls calling me and texting me and hunting me down. Well, this is the way to do it. So your favorite new line, or if we're giving that way of giving out your number, is really just under the radar. It's just shoot me a text about it. Shoot me a text about that thing. So, which is what I say all the time. I'm always like, shoot me a text about it, or find me on Facebook. I'm very nonchalant about it. So I don't force it. If I say something like shoot me a text and a girl doesn't get out her phone, you don't want to force it. You don't want to say, hey, don't you want my number? Okay? You can ask questions that lead to it. Okay? This is the way to do it. So I'm always asking questions of people like, so what's going on over here? What's on the agenda? What are you guys up to? What crazy shit you have going on? I'm always asking questions about escape and about fun things. And then whether someone asks me that about myself, I just offer up the information. Okay, so I say, well, oh, that's cool. Well, actually, what I think I'm going to do, right? If I don't have a social life, I may just be saying, like if you guys don't have a social life, saying, oh, I think I'm just going to head out, maybe go home, drink a little bit of wine or something. You're welcome to join if you'd like. Just shoot me a text. Just shoot me a text, right? So same thing. If I'm moving on to the next place, it's like, hey, we're going to this other bar, we're going to this other club, this party, it sounds like it might be cool. Oh, that sounds great. Oh, well, shoot me a text if you want to know about it, if you want to know if it's worth coming over. I'm doing this thing on Sunday. It's really exciting. It's really cool. Oh, that sounds good. Well, you're welcome to join. Just shoot me a text about it. You see how it's the same theme? Okay. Maybe tough to get your head around first, but I'm telling you, it's much better than me taking that phone number and just trying, oh my God, I did that for so many years, trying to make it happen. So much better. So Giving out your phone number is one of the things that you should try. And look, I'm just asking you to consider it in what you already do. Try it, see if it works for you. It worked for me. Don't force it. Don't get the girl's phone out or grab her phone and put your phone number in. That's as bad as making her, begging her for hers. We talked about you want to talk about escape and fun things. And if you end up, okay, so 2 more things about that.
And I know him, he's a legend, he's been around way back in the day when we all got the...
And I'm telling you, I see these guys come up to me and they show me all these super long text message threads or instant message. I mean, they must be like, they go on for sometimes weeks. And I say, hey, so you guys got together? No, but I think I'm going to talk about it soon. We're probably going to maybe get together. I'm like, really? This is your problem. This is over chasing women. This is the old way, and this is exactly why you're not getting together with her. I'm looking at all the stuff you're telling her, and it's the same thing every other guy is saying, right? It's how it's going. You're trying to tease her. You've gotten into it, and you're doing it. Is it possible that women will just switch over immediately? Yeah, it is. Because even though they're programmed just, the opposite of way we are, the passive way. So women are, of course, unfortunately programmed to be passive. So we become too pushy, they're too passive. So they kind of wait around, right? They've been taught to wait around, and the right guy will approach you, or he won't. Right? Now, some girls are assertive, and I applaud them if they are, but very few. And so maybe in conversation with, or you're already sort of like chasing the old way. If you want women to chase you, you have to stop chasing them, period. That's it.